All right, now it's time to take some of the basic knowledge we have of the pen tool and start to draw some basic shapes. I mean, complete shapes, ones that actually close up. So let's go to the File menu, choose New, hit OK, and let's grab the pen tool. And the first thing I want you to do is just to create a square. And I'm going to do that by using Smart Guides as a guide of where I'm supposed to point and click. So I'll just click here, hold down the Shift key, or you can just follow the Smart Guide. Click, and we'll go out a little bit here. Click, click. And when you get back to the original, see the little circle? The circle means you're going to complete the path, and that's a shape now. Okay, let's do the same thing over here, but let's this time do a triangle. Let's click here. Triangle, that indicates we're about halfway. If you want to duplicate something kind of like this, go back and click right there. There's a triangle. Okay, so we've got a square, we've got a triangle. Now what are we going to do? Well, how about we try a circle? That might seem difficult, but it's really not. Let's go up to the View menu and go down and choose Show Grid. When you choose to show the grid, it gives you this grid that you can look at, which makes it easy to draw complex shapes. So what I'm going to do is just focus on this part of the grid right here. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. Any 4 squares will do, does not matter. I'm going to start right here where they cross, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag this out. And I'm going to go about 4 squares over. If you want to hold down the Shift key, you can. So I'm going to go about 4 squares over there. Then I'll come back over here to where this intersects. Click, drag down 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Use the Smart Guide to position right here. Click, 1, 2, 3, 4. And go over here. Click, drag 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can't see the grid on my screen, it might be a little too light. That's okay. Hopefully you can see it on yours. And then finally, we'll click and drag 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's my circle. Now, it might not be a perfect circle, but I can make adjustments with that using the Direct Selection tool. So why did I have you use the grid? I had you use the grid because we needed this thing to be even on all sides. So we used the grid in order to even it up. And now I'm just using the Direct Selection tool to kind of add a little bit more curvature to this because it looked a little flat in some areas. There we go. And we'll just bring this out just a little bit more. And something like that. There we go. So that looks about like a circle. And if I go and I grab the Ellipse tool and draw out a circle on top of it, you can see I am pretty close to having a perfect circle right there. So I use grids all the time as a means for practicing with the pen tool, especially when I'm drawing complex shapes. So I highly recommend that you turn the grid on by going to View and go down to Show Grid. In this case, it says Hide Grid, and I can turn it off now so that you don't have to see it. But this is a great way to get yourself a little extra practice. So take some time here, go through, draw yourself some shapes on a grid inside of Illustrator, and see if you can come out with a perfect circle like the one that we had here. All right, now it's time to take some of the basic knowledge we have of the pen tool and start to draw some basic shapes. I mean, complete shapes, ones that actually close up. So let's go to the File menu, choose New, hit OK, and let's grab the pen tool.